Baby, I was just minding my business on TikTok when I came across a full-on Tyler Perry production trending on there.
I slept with one of my pastors in the 8th grade. I'm grown now. I feel like I can tell my story. Y'all my safe space anyway. But yes, Pastor Jerome, Grace of Faith Ministries, South Haven, Mississippi, circa 2012 or 2011. You know what I'm talking about.
What? Trey really alleged that he was involved in an intimate situation with his pastor, Pastor Jerome Grace of Faith Ministries, South Haven, Mississippi, when he was in the 8th grade around 2011 or 2012, and he said that he feels he can now share his story as a grown man. He even addressed the pastor's wife who knew what was happening. And, hold on, the pastor's kids who he was also sleeping with.
Jadarius, you want to play with me on this internet shit? I'm finna go ahead and get into it. Let's really wake it up. You on Instagram, you and your sister and your brother on Instagram talking about he lying. Y'all know my daddy ain't with that. Oh, was it when he walked in on me jacking you and your brother off?
Well, Trey has been dropping more information recently about this drama, and we might even be getting a face reveal if the harassment from the pastor's family doesn't stop. Actually, he's already dropping names of the congregants who have been calling him and his mother, asking him to delete the videos about their pastor. Baby, y'all better get seated. Okay, first of all, when Trey dropped the tea, he pointed out that he knew the pastor was gonna watch the video because he still sees the pastor watching his videos on Instagram. After that, he revealed what went down between him and the pastor. Then, in a shocking turn of events, he claimed that First Lady Denise was aware of the situation because she caught them together in the church bathroom one morning, which caused the pastor to be late to the pulpit. According to Trey, instead of taking action, Trey said she allowed the situation to continue, and he recalled hearing her speak from the microphone soon after, saying, "If you can lie to God, you can lie to all of us," which she delivered while crying. I mean, I don't even know where to start because you watch stories like this and your brain just kind of freezes because it's so hard to wrap your head around it. Like, the fact that someone could carry something like that for so long and then finally come forward as an adult, it's honestly heartbreaking. Honestly, I just can't imagine what it must have been like for him growing up with that weight on his shoulders. And now, putting it all out there, calling it out, it's brave, but it also leaves you in this state of disbelief that something like this could occur in the first place. You sit there thinking, this is a church, a place people trust, and all these dynamics are playing out behind the scenes? And then the realization hits that someone in a position of awareness, the pastor's own wife, might have seen it happen and yet she just played along. Unbelievable. Well, guess what? Immediately after Trey went viral, the pastor's family started hitting him up and sending threats, and he was like, "Nah, y'all really went there and now I'ma expose the entire family." He released a part 2 video because the pastor's children, specifically mentioning a son named Jadarius, began calling him a liar and sending him threats online. In his second video, Trey went further, claiming that he was also involved with the pastor's sons, who he states were in the 11th and 12th grade at the time. He alleged that the pastor's wife, Denise, was persuasive in getting his mother to allow him to stay overnight frequently with her children because he was the only boy on the church step team, and that the pastor started engaging with him after catching him with the sons because he had seen what he was doing with the boys every night.
I was in the 8th grade, y'all 11th, 12th grade at the time, and every time that I would stay the night over there because your mama was practically bullying me because I was the only one on the church step team. I was the only boy on the all-girls step team at the church. My bad, y'all, I got a little mad. But continue. And she was persuading my mama to let me stay the night with y'all. But even though I was 8th grade, I was just, I was in my grown set of mind. I wasn't going back telling my mama ain't know none of that shit was going on. So for you to even be over there talking about, your daddy not into that fake, she was only into the fact because he seen what I was doing to y'all. Every night that I would stay the night, every time I would stay the night over there, what was I doing to y'all? Kicking y'all off at the same time. You and your older brother. Don't play with me on this internet. And as far as Denise and Bria, y'all sitting up here talking about y'all knew nothing was going on. Yes, the y'all did know everything that was going on. Is you stupid?
Sheesh. My brain is still trying to process this. Anyway, Trey said that the situation with the pastor wasn't just some one-time thing. It allegedly happened over nights and over weeks, and his wife knew. Personally, the part about the pastor's wife, Denise, convincing his mom to let him stay over, knowing exactly what was happening, is just sending me. Jeez. See, Trey even provided specific details, stating that the pastor's kids would wake him up out of his sleep for activity, and further alleged that when the pastor would drive him home from step practices, they would take a longer route, and Trey would be forced into intimate acts, sometimes as a punishment. such as when he lost a basketball game over a PlayStation. He then firmly told the family that he is telling his truth and is not concerned with their father going to jail, as he is focused on telling his story. Oh, it gets even crazier. In another video, Trey expressed frustration over the backlash he was receiving online. He pointed out that he hadn't shared any pictures or posts about the situation on social media, yet people were spiraling on Instagram, tagging him and spreading claims and calling him a sinner. He insisted he wasn't giving anyone free promotion and made it clear he wasn't engaging with the online chaos.
Why is it that I haven't even dropped no pictures, no Instagrams, no Facebook, no Twitters, no nothing, but you were sitting over there on Instagram just spiraling and going crazy, keep tagging me and stuff. I'm not reposting you. I'm not giving you no free promo. That's what I feel like what you getting at, because the fact that you know that this shit actually happened, you know this stuff happened, you know that your daddy walked in on this, on all three of us doing what we was doing, and he fake confronted us, talking about some y'all don't do that, y'all little boys, y'all like girls and this and that, and your daddy waited 2 months down the line just to make a move on me.
And he went on to clarify that the pastor had caught him and his kids in the act when they were younger, but only confronted them superficially, and then waited months before making a move on him. He emphasized that the inappropriate behavior continued for months and criticized those claiming ignorance, stating that they knew what had happened. He described the situation as chaotic, specifically calling out people from South Haven and questioning why they were defending the pastor, insisting they had no first-hand knowledge.
Y'all weird. And for all these old, washed up people coming to his defense, saying that I'm lying, I'm going to hell. Y'all wasn't even there.
He also addressed individuals calling his mother, specifically Brother Raymond and Mother Ruth, asking them to stop, and made it clear that his mother had no control over him or his social media.
Oh, and Brother Raymond and Mother Ruth, please stop calling my mama. She don't want to hear none of that. This ain't got nothing to do with my mama. My mama cannot tame me. She can't tell me to delete nothing off my Instagram. So handle y'all friends and don't handle me.
Trey then concluded by warning others not to involve his family in the matter and to handle themselves rather than trying to police him.
All you old ass that was in that church and always had something to say about me because of how flamboyant I was and me twitching and telling me to stop switching in church and stuff. All y'all can eat my ass, just like Pastor Jerome was. Yes, the was eating my ass when I was in 8th grade. And y'all mad about that because y'all pastor is a liar. Y'all pastor, like little boys, he probably grew out of it. And that's why that bitch ain't saying that. It's when that bitch got the nerve to say something to me, all he doing is watching my stories. That's all he doing. But as soon as that say something to me, I promise you, that whole family going down, and I ain't playing, because I looked up them little statutes of limitation or whatever. Bitch, I got up to 35 years to speak on something, and bitch, I got receipts. Run with it.
Oh, Trey also added that the real reason the congregation was angry was because they didn't want to accept who their pastor really was. Trey also said that instead of denying anything, the pastor was simply watching his Instagram stories in silence, and he warned that if the pastor ever tried to publicly respond or challenge him, he was ready to expose everything, saying he had checked the statutes of limitations and believes he still has time to speak out. He even said he had receipts and was prepared to use them if necessary. And just when I thought we were done with the tea spilling, Trey shared more details about his ongoing interactions with Pastor Jerome, explaining that the situation extended beyond his childhood. He revealed that even after turning 18, he continued to see Jerome and recalled a specific encounter when he was 24. He described going out to eat at Applebee's off Memorial Drive and realizing, as he sat across from Jerome, the gravity of what had happened when he was in 8th grade.
The only thing I left out about this whole Jerome situation is due to the fact that I was still linking up with this man after I turned 18. I remember I'm 28, so I remember when I was 24, I had told my boyfriend at the time, I was like, this is the person that was, when I was younger, like, and this nigga in Atlanta, he want to hang.
Well, despite everything, Trey admitted that he still cared for Jerome and that this complicated his feelings about taking legal action.
In my mind, the whole time we sitting down eating, it's like, I was fucking you when I was in 8th grade. Like, what the f? And I honestly feel like that's why I don't want anything bad to happen to him, because I actually genuinely care for this man. I don't know what that is or what that is in me, but That's just me.
He explained that when Jerome reached out wanting to meet, he wasn't interested in involving the police. Trey emphasized that he wanted a private conversation, without any family members present, so they could talk openly and even consider recording the discussion. He concluded by stating that he intended to speak with Jerome directly, with his agreement, in an effort to address the matter honestly and without outside interference.
Like, that's why he contacted me saying that he wants to link up with me, but he's scared because he feel like I'm gonna have the police involved. I'm not having no police involved, baby. I don't even play with the police. Like, no, if you want to talk, I'm down to talk, but I don't want to, I don't need Denise, Bria, Jadarius. I don't need none of them there with us because that's what's gonna make me spaz out.
Wow. Just wow. Honestly, the whole situation is just wildly messed up, layer after layer, and it's like peeling back the worst kind of situation you could imagine. What makes it even more disturbing is that this all happened under the roof of a place people are supposed to trust, a church. Okay, I know that Trey hasn't revealed any faces, shared any pictures, or posted any identifying details on social media. That naturally raises questions for some people, like how do you verify something so serious when there's no visual proof? However, even without showing anyone, the intensity of his claims, the consistency across multiple videos, and the personal details he shares make it hard to just dismiss. Plus, he also talked about how the congregation got involved, calling him and even his mother separately. He pointed out that people from the church were trying to insert themselves into the situation, as if they had the right to police him or pressure him into silence. Well, Trey made it clear that his mother had nothing to do with this, and that she couldn't control him or tell him what to post or not post on social media. If you ask me, the calls from congregants were intrusive and unnecessary, adding another layer of stress and intimidation to an already traumatic situation. It wasn't just about defending the pastor anymore, it was about controlling the narrative, trying to shame him, and dragging his family into the drama. At the end of the day, when I came across this story, I started asking myself really heavy questions. If these allegations are true, could the pastor have touched his own children too? And if the pastor's family and congregants were aware or even complicit in keeping quiet, what does that say about accountability in that environment? It's horrifying to even consider or imagine what happens in that church. Well, like I said, so far, Trey has not done any face reveal. But let me know what you think about what he said in the comments section below.